Hello and welcome to Ever17. I'm going to shut up for 1 second, so I'll be right back with you in just a couple minutes. Okay, sorry about that. The intro is freaking cool. Welcome to Ever17, Out of Infinity. This is a game I've been wanting to play for a long time now. At least a year now, but I just never able to find it anywhere. It's oh my god. I finally managed to get a hold of it though. My friend Ken actually managed to find me a copy, and I'm just so super excited. It's like a sci-fi visual novel, romance type game. Um, like I said, I have no idea where he found it, but I don't care. I'm just so super excited about it because there's so much to it. It's amazing. I've never played it, but yeah, I've heard it's so good. I don't know, so I'll give it my best. So yeah, okay. So we got a white screen. Okay, that's good. Good start. And little bubbles. Okay, there's gonna be a lot of voices in this, so bear with me. If you thought my if you thought my unhacked voices were bad, just wait. I gotta stretch myself with like five, six, seven like girls and like two guys. So that's fun. So he was in the middle of a blue world. Oh, it's beautiful. As far as the eye could see, a sheet of water reached into the distance. The May sun shimmered on its surface. Above, high above, stretched a clear blue sky. The fresh new sky looked so glossy and vivid it might spill down to earth any moment. That was all that was reflected in his eyes. The straight line of the horizon stretched into the distance, dividing the sea from the heavens. So tranquil, he muttered. A solitary seagull traced a gentle arc in the sky as the wind carried it away. The wind, full of the smell of the ocean, blew by him gently. The din of people could be heard in the background. The merry sound of children's voices echoed brighter than the sunlight pouring down. So peaceful. Takechi! It's like being inside a dream. May 1st, Monday. 11:17 in the morning. 10 miles from M Island, Komagara, Archipelago, Tokyo. The man-made island, Insel Null, rose above the waves of the water. It seemed like a place removed from reality. The word utopia might have sprung to mind to describe it. Actually, a slab of rock on the boat dock of this floating island were carved the following words: "Where is heaven? Above the sky, and at your feet." Leaning out over the railing of the island, he gazed into the ocean depths. In the blue distance, he saw a massive metallic structure swaying gently. "Utopia, huh?" he mumbled and looked back casually. And there was a Tanuki, or a raccoon dog. "It's Mario in a Tanuki suit." "He's very convincing, Mario. I love you." His eyes met those of the animals. For a moment, they eyed each other in silence. Hello." To clear the air, he nodded his head. The animal turned away, ignoring him. I love how he got like so nervous around a Tanuki. That is awesome. There's a Tanukis in this game. I love it. I've only been playing for like, what, 3 minutes? And there's... I love it. Upon closer inspection, you notice something biting the animal from behind. Oh! It was a young girl. She was shaped like a person. Looking closer revealed there was something strange about her as well. She's biting the Tanuki. So she's biting the Tanuki while the dog is biting her. Namely, a small Tanuki attached to the girl's backside. In front of him, there was a big Tanuki being bitten by a girl, who was being bitten by a smaller Tanuki. The scene was enough to make him lose his sense of reality. He rubbed his eyes, rubbed them some more, and opened his eyes. Even after blinking several times, the bizarre scene refused to go away. Hey. Because that's apparently all I could say. "Did you do something about this, kid?" whispered the big Tanuki. "The Tanuki talks!" The words didn't reach his mind because he was so busy trying to process the absurd scene. This is so weird. Yeah, that was what he was really thinking. A dream. A dream that would not let him wake up. And whiteness. Cold, white reality stretching forever. He felt the difference in temperature on his skin. The shock of it finally forced him to open his eyes. 11:34 a.m. Now we're switching to Kid, the other male character. He wondered how long he had been sitting. Couldn't have been long. He'd only been in the park an hour. He'd been sitting on the bench the whole time, eating the same ice cream. It's cold. Of course it was. It had melted into a muddy mess. The melted vanilla ice cream trickled onto his hands, spilling on his lap. Whoa, it's cold. The ice cream slowly soaked into the fabric of his pants. Why are you letting it? What is that? What is that? Is it peeking at? It's like, hello, neighbor. That's a really nice something you got there. Balls. Finally, the coldness of it had spread completely, soaking into his skin. He'd been sitting there a while. He'd been sitting so long. The person he was waiting for never came. There was no sign that she would. I wonder why she hasn't come. He didn't know. Why am I here? He felt like he was teetering on the verge of utter confusion. Oh well. He shook his head and sighed. Didn't seem his pants would dry anytime soon. What's that? He sensed a slight movement, and a girl sat down next to him. Oh, she's so cute. And she's sporting the theme park uniform. A white outfit with a bluish ribbon. She looked like a guide. Are you lost? A beaming, innocent smile appeared on her shining face. Did you get separated from your friends? Yeah. I've been waiting. Waiting? Well, I was waiting. You were waiting? For me? No. He was flustered as her grinning face peered into his. I was told to wait here, so... I see. But it looks like they're not coming. She gave him a sideways glance. Listen, you're obviously been stood up and are tired of waiting. I know! Her face suddenly lit up and she clapped her hands together. Hey, you're alone, right? Huh? Well, you're bored, right? How about I give you a tour of Limu? She tugged at his arm. Without waiting for his reply, she made him stand. But I'm waiting for someone, and my pants are covered with ice cream. Waiting for who? Who was it? He couldn't think of the name. Well, I don't know who you're waiting for, but if they haven't showed up yet, don't you think you've waited long enough? She said this happily, almost prancing around. What do you say? How about it? All right. He nodded slightly. The girl's name tag glittered brightly against the white fabric of her uniform. Y-O-U? That was what it said. I'm you! Huh? I'm you? Yep. She nodded. My name's Yu. Last name is Tanaka. You? My real name is much longer, though. Longer? Long, like endlessly long. But, it's such a pain, just call me Yu. Nice to meet you. With that, she enthusiastically stuck out her hand. Nice to meet you? Without thinking, he shook her hand. And before he had realized it, he'd been sucked along into her rhythm. So, shall we go? They released hands, reluctantly. He looked again at his hand, which had moments before connected them. Vanilla ice cream that had spilled on it had completely melted away. No, it should have gotten all sticky and disgusting. It is now 11:43. Back to the Tanukis, which is probably a suit. Sorry, I got really excited there. She's fun. I like you. I like you. Do you like me? Back to it. Huh? He noticed that the two Tanuki had formed a line and were proceeding forward. In front of them was a massive gate that was sealed shut. The gate swung open soundlessly, and the big Tanuki, little Tanuki, the girl went inside. Finally, my turn. He followed on their heels. This was Limu's only entrance for visitors. Several park employees waited at the gate and handed over what looked like earphones to the visitors. Those are cool looking. Look at that. You spin me right round. I don't know, it looks cool. Seemed the earphones were to be used at some point up ahead. You wonder why. Looking around skeptically, but obeying instructions, he stepped into the building. He surveyed the ceiling. There were no windows. From the polished round walls, it was clear the room was dome-shaped. He looked around. Many of the visitors who had been waiting in line headed into the room. Among them were friends, amorous couples, people with their families. The Tanuki family had, however, split up, it seemed. The big Tanuki shoved its way through the crowd of people, and continued through a door on the other side of the room. Young girls stayed on the same side of the room as the little Tanuki. I've got no clue what those Tanuki are all about, but I guess my friends aren't here either. He didn't see any familiar faces around. He figured maybe they had already taken that far elevator downstairs. Just 20 minutes earlier, the visitor room had reached capacity. The friends he had been waiting with had gone ahead, leaving him behind to go down with the next group. Oh well, I'm sure I'll find everyone down below soon enough. Finally, the gate to the entrance slipped shut, quietly. The big Tanuki fiddled with something on the wall, and the room got a shade darker. 11:47. Hello, everybody! A park employee emerged out of the darkness. He wondered where she had come from. She was wearing a flashy dress. The dim light shining on her made her seem like a character from some dream. What? No reaction, folks? I'll try that again. Hello? Hello? It was the girl who just a little while ago had been attached to the rear of the large Tanuki. Oh, I found a girl with some spunk. What's your name? I'm Coco Yagami. This is my pet dog, Pee-Pee. Woof. So that isn't a Tanuki, it's a dog. Of course it's a dog, I said that, dude. Just don't worry about it. Just listen to me and I'll help you out here, okay? Thought they didn't let pets in here. Tilted his head doubtfully. So, Coco, how many times have you been to Lamu? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. My first time! Aren't you a funny girl? I get that a lot. You want me to do something even more funny? What? My friend taught me a good joke the other day. Maybe some other time. Why not? Because I have to tell everyone something right now. Okay, then. But it's really funny. It's too bad, huh, Pee-Pee?
Woof.
Once again, on behalf of the Lamu Marine Theme Park, I'd like to thank you very much for coming. I'm about to give you a brief explanation about the Lamu Theme Park and tell you a few things to watch out for. Who cares? Hurry up and let us inside! I would love to take everyone inside, but I'm terribly sorry. Everyone actually will have to stay in this compression chamber for now, otherwise you will all explode into a horrible bloody mess. Then this wouldn't be a very fun, romantic, science fiction type thing. It'd be a bloody, disgusting, weird anime, which nobody likes a weird, bizarre, bloody anime, right? It'll only take about 17 minutes. That's all the time I have for videos. I mean, if it gets longer than 17 minutes, then people lose interest, right? Oh well. So please just bear with me for that long. First, let me explain a bit about this room. It is called a compression chamber. Starting from now, the air pressure in here is going to rise to 6 atmospheres. Why do you think it's necessary to raise the air pressure? I'll explain the reason for that in a moment. I just explained it. I'm a scientist. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Forget about it. Before that, let me tell you a few things you should be aware of. As the air pressure rises, you may start to feel a strange sensation in your ears. Yeah, that's right. Your ears start to pop. Sometimes you even get like a bloody nose if that happens. Yeah. Like when you are descending a mountain or in an airplane. It's because the increased air pressure is pressing on your eardrums. So if you think your ears feel a bit strange, pinch your nose with your fingers. Close your mouth tight. Try to pop your ears. If that doesn't get your ears back to normal, or if you don't feel well, please raise your hand and let me know. In the event that happens, we will immediately stop increasing the air pressure. By the way, are there any people here that don't know how to pop their ears? She's so good. These characters are so adorable. She's beautiful. She's got a rose pendant and is everything clear then? Obviously there's no questions. Alright then, we'll initiate the rise in pressure. As I said before, the time required to increase the pressure is 17 minutes. During that time, I'll explain to everyone about the structure of Lamu. As you all know, Lamu is floating in the ocean at a depth of about between 51 and 103 feet. Now if you look at this chart, you will see that the structure is divided into 4 layers. From the top, these are called Insel Null, Erstboden, Zweitstock, and Drittstock. I guess it's German, maybe? Not sure. In terms of a normal building, you might think of it as a structure with a ground floor, extending down to a 3-story basement. Insel Null here is a floating island. It is an immense man-made island, floating in the ocean. In German, Insel means island, and Null means 0. So I was right, it was German. Alright. Das Oberkampfer. In other words, this is floor 0, or the ground floor. Next is Erst to Dritt. Just then. Hey you! Listen, hey, listen! I'm talking to you!
She's poking me.
It was the girl who had just been talking with the park staff and her cute little dog. What was her name again? Hey, don't you want to know about my joke? I would love to know about your joke. Her name is Coco. The animal she's holding is Pepe or Popo or something. It's Pee-Pee.
You want to know, don't you?
Huh? What?
The joke I was talking about, it's an
It's an Amy joke. An Amy joke?
You haven't heard about them? They're really popular now, you know?
No, I haven't. What are you talking about?
An Amy joke is an American joke, get it? Amy joke?
Oh, really?
Makes you want to hear it, right? Want me to tell you?
I would love to hear your joke. I guess I'll listen to it.
Okay, here it goes.
Prepare to laugh.
Once there was this guy who was talking to the ghost of his dead grandfather. So he asked him a question. How long is 1,000,000 years to a ghost? He wanted to know. And the ghost answered, 1,000,000 years is like a second to me. Next man asked, how much is $1,000,000 to a ghost? And the ghost answered, $1,000,000? It's but one small cent to me. When he heard that, the man pretended to smile all nice, and then said, well then, Gramps, how about give me one of your cents then? Laughing, the ghost replied, sure, right away. But can I get you to wait just a second?
Oh, she's so adorable. That was really good. I'm gonna tell that to work tomorrow and nobody's gonna laugh. Oh, she's so... Oh, I love her.
Well, that was a pretty good joke, huh? By the way, before we entered this pressurization chamber, we handed out earphones to everyone, remember? Yes, that's right. The earphones everyone's using right now. These are not your average earphones. They are voice alternators.
I'm using one of them right now.
Lemu is pumped full of helium gas, so without these on your ears, you'll sound like a duck.
He removed his voice alternators to see what would happen. It's true. People really do sound like ducks. Again, maybe they sound more like aliens than ducks. The voices of the people around him jumped to a strange higher tone.
Hey, say something.
Like what? Your voice is hilarious.
My voice?
Coco hadn't been listening to the explanation.
Can you tell me that joke one more time?
Why?
Come on, just do it. Once there was this guy who was talking to the ghost of his dead grandfather, so he asked him a question. How long is 1,000,000 years to a ghost? He wanted to know. The ghost answered. That's weird. You didn't even laugh all that just a second ago.
He put the voice alternators back in his ears and looked back at the staffer again. Oh man. I'm gonna go out of control with this story. This story is going to be so weird. At least because I thought the guy was going to be kind of a douchebag, but he's actually a really nice guy. So I'm glad for that. And that pretty much covers it. Sorry if I hurt anybody's ears with that whole conversation. I was doing it on the spot. So yeah.
In approximately 1 minute, the door on this side of the room will open.
What? It hasn't been 17 minutes. Oh well. I guess that joke was so good time passed by.
On the other side of that door is an elevator. At the bottom of it is a brilliant paradise awaits. We hope that you enjoy yourself to your heart's content here at the Marine Theme Park Lemu.
You probably also noticed that they're talking in Japanese, so I'm trying to match my voice to theirs, doing some really weird, horrible translation. This is why Americans are not good at dubbing Japanese, and why every time somebody asks for if they want a dub or a sub, always ask for a sub, because otherwise you get this. Or Star Ocean dubbing, which is just as bad as my dubbing. It's true. Don't try to deny it, it's true. So, shall we go? Just headed for the elevator.
Are you by yourself?
Who, me? Nah, I got separated from my friends.
So you're lost?
Not exactly, but something like that. I'll head down the elevator and take a look around.
How about checking with that girl who was just talking?
Oh, I suppose I could do that. Excuse me. Looking back, he saw the employee had already disappeared. Wow. 11:58 a.m.
So you came to Lamu by yourself?
Yep, that's right.
Even so.
After bending down to wipe away the white stain on his pants, Yu stood up.
You don't see that very often. A guy coming to a park like this alone?
That was true. It was a paradise, an amusement park. In that instant, he had almost forgotten even that.
So, why didn't you go into the park with your friends? Why arrange to meet inside Lamu?
That's because, now that she mentioned it, who had said to wait on that bench? Whose idea was it anyway?
Oh well, whatever. I won't push you.
Who was it?
But I suppose that, well, I mean, you've kind of been stood up, right?
What? Stood up. Stood up. Took a moment for the meaning of the word to register. Poor kid.
Wow, I hit the nail on the head, didn't I? Sorry.
She shrugged slightly, embarrassed.
Well, don't get depressed about it.
She changed modes abruptly and let out a hearty laugh. She slapped him solidly on the back.
I'll look out for you, alright?
All right. He nodded, a bit overwhelmed. It's always best when you have a character like this, like quiet and sullen, with a really happy girl. It just works. I was stood up. I must have been dumped. Huh? Then again, he wasn't sure exactly what had happened. But...
Huh? What?
Aren't you working right now, you?
You'd make a scary boss.
No matter how many times he checked, she was definitely still wearing a Lamu uniform.
I didn't have anything to do anyway. It's perfect timing. Yeah.
They got in an egg-like elevator together. Woo! The egg slowly began to move. Felt like they were slowly floating up.
Going up!
She whispered mischievously. The elevator was terribly crowded. Everyone was packed in like sardines.
Wow, it's a little hot, huh?
I'll say. Her face was so close he almost bumped into it. Their bodies were flushed against each other. She was soft and warm. He was surprised. All of a sudden he felt embarrassed and started to squirm.
Hey, kid. Hey, don't go touching places you shouldn't.
She whispered into his ear, puffing out her cheeks. Crowded in the elevator, he couldn't even move an inch.
It tickles. Don't move so much.
I don't have a lot of choice. I can't breathe. He couldn't move, but he couldn't bear standing still either. As he gasped for air, he noticed her light perfume. Finally, the egg arrived at the top floor. His suffering was over. Suffering? Ugh. He let out a cry and bolted from the elevator.
What's with you all of a sudden? Hey, wait! Kid! Kid!
He sprinted away, leaving you far behind.
Oh, you... Ah!
Was he trying to escape her? He'd seen something. At the edge of his vision, he thought he'd seen someone. Up ahead, someone was still visible. He chased after whoever it was, like a man possessed. I've seen that face before. I'm sure I've seen that face before. That was what his instincts were telling him. But where had he seen them? He tried to sort through his foggy memory. As he sifted, he kept running forward. Wait! He felt a desperate need to meet the person, but he had to hurry. Well, at least he was just trying to look for someone and didn't run away like a coward. Eventually, he ran out of breath. Holding his pounding chest, he looked up. Ah! There she was. Mixed amongst the other people was a girl, standing. He was sure the person that had been searching for was this girl. It's in the middle of the holidays, but for some reason she was wearing her school uniform. He wondered why she was alone here. Oh yeah, I've got to talk to her. She was by herself. She was all alone, just like him. You're not alone, dude. You just ran away from you. I mean, dude. This girl seems like she's just going to be like one of those annoying girl types. You had you back there who was perfectly fine. What are you gonna say? Yeah, where should you start? He needs to calm down and focus. Huh? Why does I have to talk to her? Why in the world? Who was she? She's... Ah! He was caught up in a wave of people. He got pushed into an elevator. Oh no, not again. 51 feet below sea level, the elevator stopped at basement floor 1. He got off the elevator as if he were being spit out. This floor was called Erstboden. He glanced around at his surroundings. She wasn't anywhere to be seen. He thought they had both ridden on the elevator together, but he had apparently lost sight of her in the crowd when he got off. I lost her. He hadn't even been able to say a word. Felt really depressed. Maybe... Did she call out to me? No, she didn't. What is this feeling? His heart was still beating furiously. Is something the matter? A uniformed staff member, different than you, was talking to him. Are you looking for someone? She gave him a warm smile as she said this. Yes, I am. Feeling he seemed a little desperate, he quickly blurted out an answer. I'm trying to find someone. I was supposed to meet up with them, but we have missed each other. Who is it? What's their name? Their name... Hey, you there! Wait! Patter, patter, patter. Suddenly the sound of footsteps came rushing at him. Huh? You mean me? Yes, that's right! Running feet braked sharply beside him. The guy was out of breath. Actually, I want to ask you something. Huh? Surprised, he slowly opened his mouth. Hey, you don't know, do you? There was nothing to do but see where the conversation went. Sorry to ask you like this out of the blue, but you don't know, do you? You haven't seen my friends around here, have you? One of them is about 5'1", around 140 pounds, kind of good looking with dorky sunglasses. Probably not the type girls would go for. Another was wearing a suit, no tie, short hair, has 3 piercings in his ear and 1 in his nose. He likes to knit. What can I say? Then there was the only girl in the group who had like a kind of a simple color flower print one piece with frilly lace. You know, 3 people you might see anywhere, right? Do you see them? No. The younger kid shook his head. I see. Well, sorry about stopping you like that. Waving slightly, he left. The youth continued down the corridor ahead. A girl came over to him and started talking to him enthusiastically. He thought he had seen her before. Wonder if she knows that kid. But a troubled expression appeared on his face.
Hey! You want to hear a joke?
Huh? What? Who are you? So that's it. She's probably one of those kind of people that would talk to anybody about anything, anywhere, whether you were interested or not. He thought he would go down below. The elevator arrived soundlessly and swallowed the remaining patrons. He went with them further into the depths of Lamu. He walked around aimlessly. Attractions were all packed with visitors. Everyone had beaming smiles and yelled happily, all evidence of Lamu's popularity. But still, wandering around a packed and lively amusement park all alone was a bit torturous. He couldn't help trudging around with heavy feet and slumped shoulders. He was on the verge of looking depressed, but held his expression in check. What am I gonna do? Walking around this place blindly, he thought he might never run to his friends. The floor was a lot wider than he'd imagined. Oh right, my cell phone. That's a weird looking place. He took his PDA multi-purpose communication device out from his pocket. He pushed a button. But we'll find out about that in the next episode. So thank you everyone for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. If you have anything to add, let me know. But I really love this game. It's so freaking cool. Man, I'm still trying to go over the top with the voices, so bear with me with that. But this game is amazing. And I will see you next time on part 2 of Ever17. We'll find out if he ever meets his friends. So thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye. I just gotta save. Save. Whoa. How do I save? Save. Okay, let me see if I actually saved. I saved. Okay.